Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Thursday night broadcast here on SRW TV. Tonight, we bring to you the penultimate round of the Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. That's right, we only have 2 more races left before we find out who is crowned our Nationals champion here. And tonight we will be coming to you from Outlon Park, 2.65 kilometre track, nice and short, some good tight turns, so we should see some fantastic racing in the 86s. This is a super sprint series, so 3 20-minute races. Your second heat will see the grid reversed in the top 10, and our third and feature race will see the top 5 reversed for the feature race, of course. I am Nathan ShiBBy, and back on comms with me is Ryan Green. How you doing, mate?
I'm very, very well. Thank you very much.
Well,
Thanks for covering for us, and thanks to Tyler Sheep for the last 2 weeks of... Oh, no, Preach was on last week. Both of them over the last 2 weeks for having my back.
Yeah, we had Preach join us and Sheefy join us as well. Always good to mix up the comms a bit, mate. But glad you're back. We got 2 more rounds, mate. This is the penultimate at Outlon Park, and then next week we will go to the championship round, mate. We pumped to see who is crowned champion.
I am. I haven't seen the official standings, as that was right on cue. Now I've seen them. So, as we can see, John McHenry sitting on top of the timetable on top of the leaderboards at 1,222 points. Callan following just behind. So that's your championship lead pack. John McHenry got a decent gap, and if he, has good races like he has been having, then he should be able to hold on to this one. But we've seen people like myself throw it away in the last 2 races of the year and completely bottle a championship. So you got to keep it on the track to score the big ones.
Yeah, got to keep those points rolling in. Jordan McDonald, mate, you missed last week. He got a 3 of 3. He was sitting in 9th place last week. Now he has launched himself up into 4th. So there was some points being worked on through the Discord, and for Jordan to have a contention at the championship, he needs to drive perfect races. 3 of 3 to get him within, and I think it came from Jordan's mouth himself, within 1 point of the championship. That's how close it will be if he can lock in 6 straight wins.
Is that if John McHenry doesn't do well, provided?
I'd have to recheck the Discord chats, but I do recall seeing Jordan say that it will be very, very close, and it will be within 1 point towards the championship. So he's still flying chance of landing on that podium for sure with what he's been putting up. Let me just have.
Because it's the difference between first and second place for both of the heat races are 3 points, and then only 4 points for the sprint feature. So yeah, going back to that, if John McHenry is sitting in second,
here we go.
Regardless of whether Jordan's winning races, then he has to, I guess, bank on bad luck happening ahead. But as I said just before, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. No, but so it's all in John McHenry's hands at this point in time.
Yeah, definitely. I've got the what they've worked the points out. So McHenry's got to get 130 points or more for the next 2 rounds. And McDonald has to drive perfect rounds for the next 2 to take the championship, and he would only win by 1 point. So if John locks himself in 130 points tonight, it will be his championship.
Not entirely, it just eliminates. Just eliminates Jordan.
Just eliminates Jordan out of the running. But Jordan, still with the way he's driving, he's definitely gonna get himself up on that podium. As I said, last week he was P9, 3 straight wins, up into P4 for Maverick Sim Sports. So awesome drive, and all the Maverick boys are keen for next season as well. Greggy Johnson from Team Greg Racing has had a great drive on 757. Bruce White for LMR Esports. Bruce is in nearly every single series we've got here, driving phenomenally well across all of them. Wayne Edwards for Web Sim Racing in 7th. Kevin Wakefield for Kevstar Racing in P8. Brendan Soper for Web Sim Racing in P9. And Ryan Price in the Bluey Mobile will wind out your top 10.
We'll wang out the top 10.
Yeah, so as this is a super sprint round, plenty of points on offer. So let's find out how all the boys go tonight, as we are heading into our racecraft qualifying session right now.
What a terrific season for Greg Johnson, though. Sitting up in 5th position.
Yeah,
that has to be one of the standout performances of the year so far. It's not been flashy, I would say. He's not, got it done with style, but he's just been in the mix and putting the car in the same position week in, week out, and it just quietly accumulating the points, really. I mean, not really talked about whatsoever, just toiling away in the shadows and sitting himself in P5, and he's right there for picking up P4 if he just keeps getting consistent results. And as we said, people ahead, you know, it comes undone for them.
Yeah, 100%. It's that consistency, isn't it, mate? Just not trying to race up there at the front and just keeping himself in that top 10, top 5 finishes every week, and really shown how you can get yourself up towards a podium battle without actually having to win any podiums.
Yeah, it was the old John McHenry strat from last season, the collector of fourths.
Yes, yes. One podium finish. He came
yeah,
up
the
first.
one win. He got the one win at Tona. And then just the collector of fourths for the rest of the season. And he was right there.
Oh, yes. He's done a similar thing. Definitely seen him on the podium more often than not this season, which has been great.
It's amazing what happens when you don't have to fight through the traffic.
Yeah, so it's been good to see that, but he still is super consistent, so be great to see as Jordan McDonald is on a flying lap now, lighting up the timing table with all purples. He will be the first one to come across the line and set the benchmark for times. Ho, ho, ho.
That's about as good as I saw in practice from memory, is that low 6. I don't recall, I didn't fully examine the timetable, but that's up there with an absolutely stupid time right out of the gate.
Yeah, one lap out, treat it like a top 10, gets out there, smashes out a 106.197. Dan Bartouche came through just after him with a 106.8. McHenry 106.9. So
he's double purple again on his second lap, so he's looking to really, really go for it, and he might need to park it up after this lap, give other people a chance.
That's not how you win championships, mate. You don't give people chances.
3 purples, yeah, he's absolutely on one this lap. He's coming down to the final corner now, just gets it hooked in tightly. You want to run it all the way out to the exit curb. Did a little bit of a squiggle on the exit, but didn't look to affect him too much. Hug the inside, minimise the run to the line, and this will be another quick lap again. Waiting for it, yeah, 5.9. So yeah, we're into the 5s already. So he's got those tyres heated up, and he's just gonna keep going. You can only start with a minimum of 10 litres in the car, and these cars are stupidly fuel efficient with their tiny little boxer engines. So it's really, really within your benefit to stay out and burn the fuel out. They're low power, so the more fuel you can get rid of, the better. Is the less weight. It's just. So everybody, I would be surprised. You can basically do the whole quali run in one stint if you really wanted to. The tyre drop-off is negligible, if none. Now, we run this layout, I don't think we ran it last season, but we did run it the season before, the season that I raced. That corner down the bottom of the hill, Foster's, was an absolute landmine of a curb on the inside. The fast, you can completely go around it on the left-hand side and just completely dodge it, or the fast line is to middle the curb with your car, running both 2 wheels on the left, 2 wheels on the right of the cam, as we're on board now with getting a Kevin Wakefield. Now I just had to get my timing table back open. So just a little bit of oversteer into the first corner, and doesn't look too bad, but we'll talk about the corner. So you want to just hug it down here. You kind of need to lift off and just guide the car around on the curb. Braking zone's right where the service road is, and that curb right there on the right. So Kevin elects not to take it, but you can run your car 2 wheels on the right-hand side of that landmine and 2 wheels on the left and completely middle it. You won't feel it whatsoever, but get it a little bit wrong, and you're 45 degrees right wheels up. It completely launches these cars with how soft they are, and the curb on the outside, that outside exit curb, is just as menacing. It's like an absolute mountain. It's such a tricky complex.
So it should make for some fantastic racing then.
Yeah, that definitely keeps you awake. You only got to hit it one time to snap you back in. It's just one of those corners where it's definitely a risk reward corner. It's not too hard to take once you know your proper line, but gee, get it wrong once and you're in for a world of hurt.
I don't know if my keyboard's going flat, but some of my inputs aren't responding. Hang on, just let me flicker the screens a bunch for a second.
We get the Stream Deck sponsorship. Get one out to all the producers.
Yeah, I have
You be flying around.
I had the mobile app, but sometimes with Wi-Fi it becomes very unresponsive. So we've got Lockie Brett from the Maverick Sim Sports coming across on 4 personal bests. This will be his first set time, 107.79. So he's starting to get up there as well.
Gee, Dan Bartouche has put in a great lap. It's 106.3. He's currently sitting up in P2 and just behind Lockie Brett there. And that was a sneaky lap. I don't think we even saw that one pop up on the timing table. Interesting to see. We haven't seen too many people take to that curb that I was talking about. So interesting, that one. I thought I know for sure here? Last time on the inside you can see the bump.
Oh,
that little
yeah,
bump there. It's a landmine.
Oh, you can see the Great Northern car just clip it then and get a little bit unstable. Let's see how, is this John McHenry coming through? Let's see how he takes it. Oh, very nice through there. Just ignores it completely. Here comes Steven Sinkovic. Everybody trying to ignore that bump, mate, so...
It can be worth, and with such a short lap, only a 106 lap, and every 10th is going to be detrimental. It's surprising to see. We'll see with Basilage. It's Basilage, yes. we got it. I got it down, and then took a 2-week hiatus. That's very wide, and then in validation.
Yeah, I think so.
Basilage. I believe he settled on Basilage. We asked him, I think.
Yeah, I believe we do. We asked Jordan actually, so
we're going with Basilage.
Yeah, we get to choose how people's last names are pronounced. That's how this works, mate. So
yeah.
I'm still calling.
McDonnell does not sit right with me.
yeah. And it's Marnie, not Mahoney, yet I still call him Mahoney all the time. It's Marnie.
No, that's not it. I think it's actually Mahoney.
Yeah.
I don't mind what he says. I think it's Mahoney.
Yeah. Well, I've only been calling him that for the whole season, so... Dan Bartouche, purple in the second last sector. I wonder if he probably... Oh, he looks pretty slow over the line there. Basilage, though, on 3 personal bests, will come across the line. He's in 4th at the moment. Will improve. Invalid lap. Unfortunate. We see Greggy Johnson out there as well. Where's he hiding at the moment? Drop down to P11. This should improve his time. It will, up into P7 with the 107.4. So really good lap there for Jono. Wearing teal for Tourette still, so good on him.
Quite a few cars still in the pits, surprisingly.
Yeah, we got Peter Gretton,
Peter Gretton, yeah, Harry Inwood, Shane Ewens, Hodgkinson,
Turner, and
Sheafy
Inwood,
and Tice are both race controls, so yeah, about...
No, Sheafy's out there having a race tonight, mate.
Oh, Sheafy racing? Oh no, he's on 5 laps.
Yeah,
I can't see it. Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Sheafy's out there in the Velocity Sim Lab Beast, getting out there having a race.
Well, I'm wrong then.
Kevin Wakefield sitting in 9th spot at the moment. Definitely would want to improve that time and try and get himself up the grid a little more. Fritzy's dropped in and said, we guessing a clean sweep tonight, mate. He is... What's that? That is 0.4 of a second faster than Bartouche and McHenry at the moment. So it might be enough to get away from him off the start if they don't stick to the back of him. So we'll find out. He's definitely pushing for it. He had a phenomenal drive last week, taking all 3. So and we've seen his skills out there on the track as well.
I will say, I mean, Monza last week to Outlon this week is absolute night and day, though, when it comes to making an overtake, especially on the Foster's Loud here. It'll be so much harder for him once we get that reverse top 10, reverse top 5 to make his way through. I'm sure he'll, you know, find a way, but it's not going to be as cut and dry as it was at Monza, that's for sure. We're on board with the boss man, Steven Sikovic, right now. Hasn't set any personal best so far this lap, but doesn't necessarily an indication of a slow time. Runs it all the way out wide. Almost had a little bit room on the exit of Knickerbrook there, on the way through Water Tower and down into Druids. Gets it hooked in nicely. Car bouncing around a little there on the exit, but runs it out nicely to the curb. As he makes a run towards the line, it does not hug it at tight, so I don't think he was too up, and didn't improve on the last one, a 1:08.1, so 3/10 slow in his personal best lap. On board with Tyler Sheep, 7 laps now, and still hasn't said it. Oh no, he's just said his first valid time.
I take
it back.
I will give you a little insight. If Sheepy's not looking like the usual Tyler Sheep, I don't believe he's at his premise, and he's actually using a controller, which is blasphemy, Sheepy. But
can we have a cockpit on board? Oh, look at that's a controller.
Yeah. He was talking to me earlier, trying to work out how to get it working, so at least he could race.
That is, when I packed up my rig to move house, I was just getting the itch. I was like, oh, I'll do a couple laps at Spa in the Porsche on a controller. Oh my days. So
there's no dead zone. Look at it.
I know.
At least he's out there.
I've tried this. It's very, very difficult. Although trail braking's a lot easier, I will say that.
Yeah. No, I definitely didn't enjoy it that much. Getting into it on a controller, it's much nicer having a wheel and pedals, that's for sure.
Oh no, it's torture on the controller, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's some sims and some racing games that, yeah, sure, Need for Speed, things like that, great on a controller.
On ACC 1.7, before they made the big physics update to 1.8, controller was not only viable but fast, and that was how I actually got into sim racing. I picked up ACC and I was league racing on a controller and doing quite well. And by quite well, I was doing very well. I was pushing top 10s, pushing podiums on the sticks. So I bet iRacing has never been one of those games where, yeah, it's they want you on a wheel, and for good reason. I mean, all the hard work that they put in, lasers getting the tracks, lasers getting the cars, the physics engine, and
it's not sim racing if you're not
on a
sim
controller.
Racing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, a controller doesn't bring the sim to life. It can be a steering wheel attached to your desk, pedals under the desk, and a pair of shoes on your computer chair so it doesn't roll backwards, and that's sim racing.
So it was I used to sit. I got my rig before I got all my Fanatec gear, and I used to sit in my 80/20 rig with a controller play.
That doesn't count, mate. That does not count as sim racing.
I know. I used to cop flack for it. Oh, not flack, but it was just a bit of a laugh. But enough story time as we wrap up our qualifying session. Do you wanna run through it, or shall I?
Up to you, mate. But yeah, thanks to Racecraft Simulations, not Racecraft Equipment. I'm sure I fixed that at some point for our qualifying session. Jordan McDonnell will take out our pole position and best lap here tonight. Dan Batouche will take P2 and line up on the grid next to next to Jordan McDonnell. Oh my God, his name. John McHenry, Jaden Basilage will be on row 2. Greg Leake, Kevin Wakefield, row 3. Wayne Edwards and Lockie Brett, row 4. Brendan Soper and Greggy Johnson up on row 5. Stephen Sinkovic and Mitch McIntyre will be on row 6. Tyler Sheaf and Stephen Brooks on row 7. Cody Metcalf, Harry Wood, row 8. Shane Newens, Peter Gretton, Callan Hodgkinson and Mark Turner will wind out the rest of the grid. And Tyson McAvoy is our race steward this evening.
Any pre-race predictions?
Someone will win and someone won't.
I think that's a pretty that's definitely in the safe side of the ballpark. That one, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not really a betting man, so.
Yeah, that would be a gamble I would take though. I don't want to. I'd like to know the odds on that little line.
Yeah, look, it's probably 50-50. But Jordan McDonnell, with the way he's been driving over this season, it wouldn't surprise me if he takes the wins again tonight. And I know he's coming back firing on all 4 cylinders next season. But we are getting ready, set to go green.
And we are away. That's a great start from Jordan. He gets a good launch. Dan Bartouche is having a look to the inside. He has to jump straight across the cover. Dan Bartouche switches back to the left-hand side. A bit of swapping at the start there. Good start from John McHenry as well. He's not out of touch, but Dan Bartouche right on the tail end of McDonnell, running down the hill towards Cascades and Foster's corner for the first time on cold tires down. The car unloads down the hill, but McDonnell's already stretched out. 7/10 gap. I couldn't read numbers for a second there as they all file through side by side. Back in the pack. Oh,
Peter Gretton's around.
Peter Gretton's coming in sideways. But back to the front of the pack. McDonnell's already pushing out that 7/10 gap, looking to break the toe immediately. John McHenry all over the backside of Dan Bartouche as they run now through Nickerbrook, down through Clay Hill and Water Tower on the way to Druids Corner, the last corner, turn 15. Downhill braking zone, cambers in nicely, and that's a great exit there from John McHenry. Runs it all the way out to the exit curb, and he's got a good run down into turn 1. Dan Bartouche, if he's going to hold on to the position, he's going to have to defend the corner. He doesn't. This is going to give John McHenry a look. He had a look if he wanted it, didn't take it. Elects just to sit under the gearbox and figure out which flavour of Rexona he's wearing.
That's a new one. Like it. Mate, you're all fired up. You must have missed the last 2 weeks off. I'm gonna let you lead as much as you want tonight.
Mate, it's the coffee. I told you I needed one.
I forgot to make mine.
Yeah. At least one of us is caffeinated. As we jump back to the 2 Maverick Simsport boys, Lockie Brett and Basilage, not in that order. They're the other way around as they follow each other. Just try to. We're not going to see these guys fight together too much. Basilage is 6/10 off the back of McHenry, jumping backwards. Greggy Leake making his runs, carved out himself a little gap already. I think he was the one side by side earlier on in the race. He's already up to a 5-second gap to the cars ahead. So these guys are stretching away. Greg Johnson followed by Wayne Edwards behind. This is a 4-man little battle pack. Look at these guys go. Kevin Wakefield's starting to encroach in.
McHenry's had a slowdown.
He has had a slowdown, it looks like. He's dropped way back. That's behind both the Maverick Simsport boys, and that'll be a tough, tall ask for John McHenry to get past the things. We have a little look as what happens. Coming into... Not to the final corner. He's just gone off track. That was the final corner.
Yeah.
So he's just ran it wide. It's very easy to do there. You come through there and it starts to crest up again the hill. Your front wheels get a little bit light as he looks down the inside.
McDonnell went off track and dropped down into P5.
Yeah, he's gone. And still falling. I don't think there's any damage, but Greg Leakes just made his way past as well, so he's lost massive amounts of time from that one. As you have a look again. Yep, and that's that curb I was talking about. On the outside of Foster's, it's just a mountain. He's got to what would be the chicane of turn 11 heel stops and managed to get it on the black stuff and re-entered on the inside of Knickerbrook, and so lucky he didn't get too lost in the paddock of Outlon Park. But he's already... No, that's lucky Brett we're looking at, guy. There's too many of these Maverick Sim Sport guys out there now.
Yeah, they need to change up their paints a little bit. Jordan, if you're listening, mate, get your team some differential coloured paints. So, yeah, that's unfortunate for McDonald, but look how quick he's closing that gap on McHenry.
We'll just give him a bit. We'll see him again soon, I'm sure. As... Yeah, John McHenry's just been... Oh, is it a slowdown ahead as well for Basilage? He's crawling along, it seemed like, and John McHenry's made his way past. Basilage is still holding forward. He's in a bit of a Maverick sandwich right now. He's going to be kind of boxed in by Basilage, and this is going to give Lucky Brett a great run. He does have the outside for Druids, but he has nowhere to go, does John McHenry. He just can't dive down the inside to make it stick. And this is team driving right here, and this will be John McHenry's crutch right here. Making your way past two cars, and look at him bump drafting down the straight to turn 1. It's a 2v1 situation for John McHenry, and these guys are smart. They know how to work together, and it'll be gonna have to be all over him and make some very intelligent decisions, put his car in the right spots to almost use it against it. Maybe he got boxed in by his teammates. It's a good chance he's gonna look to box them into each other. We see a drive-through penalty for car 17. That is Sheafy. Oh no. The old control, imagine.
That's Brendan Soper as he was battling away with Kevin Wakefield there for P9. Makes a small mistake, and we see him just skid straight across into that slick grass.
Is that contact?
Oh,
there's more going on. It's kicking off.
Newens and Mitch McIntyre as well around.
Wayne Edwards has had an off track as well. I'm not sure what's happened to him. He's a long way behind though, so it might have been somewhere else.
We'll now see Peter Gretton catch onto the back of Mitch and Shane. Pete had a great round last week. Managed to get himself up into that top 5 finish. Really, really good to see him getting up there.
It all kicked off down there at Foster's.
Didn't it? What?
Oh, and they're too wide ahead as well. Who's that? That should be... I think that's Shane Newens
and Metcalf. Cody Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf. As they run side by side down into Old Hall corner. Metcalf's got the inside and he's going to keep it, but that's a good run around the outside for Newens, and he's going to keep the position. As look at this five-car pack. They've completely packed up. McIntyre's going to look down the inside. It's very hard to run side by side. A little bit 2 wheels on the grass there for Metcalf. Gets a lot of swords, and that's a missile. He came cruising. Oh, that's Metcalf around. It was that Newens around. He's just lost on the outside as well. It's this Foster's corners. It's all going off.
Yeah, it was Newens as well, mate. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Hey, Newens had just made a move, and then he's around on the outside again. That's John McHenry serving a drive-through penalty. What's going on?
Did he get a drive-through penalty? 117. Yeah. I only saw a penalty.
Drive-through penalty. Instant points?
There's no way he would have racked up that many instant points. But yeah, good question, Pricey. I'm just trying to see. So he entered the pits, but I don't see anything else that could have... He had an off-track on lap 2, and we're on lap 7, so I don't see that being a cause of anything else.
Not sure why he's gone into the pits then. Pit time 49 seconds. Did he stop for 49 seconds in the box? Did he have damage?
Question.
He can't have stopped for 49 seconds. It might trip. Where's PT? I can't remember what the SDK that is.
Pit time?
Yeah, it is.
49
PT's
seconds.
Pit time.
Yeah.
49 seconds, is he? I'm so confused how that's happened. Alright, well, John McHenry's down in P13. No, he's not. He's down in P14 even. But Dan Vartouche is just a phoenix out of the flames, so to speak, and up 3.5 seconds ahead of Jaden Basilage. McDonnell's on a bit of a charge, down to 7/10 in P3. He's got the fastest lap of the race, 06.03, which would have been P1 in quali. So he's again on one. Sheafy was in chat saying his game's crashed. So it is all going on.
So this is the closest thing I can see. Yeah,
He's
he
just
just
gone in.
drives off into the pits.
Wonder if he was on quali fuel.
Oh, that could explain everything. That could explain it all. No incidents.
The old forgot to change setup trick.
Yeah, left it on quali fuels. I can probably bet the bottom
This
dollar.
is what McDonnell needed to stay in the hunt.
Yeah.
This is something we were talking about pre-race, and if he's gonna, what was it? How many points was 90? Did you say 98 points?
He needs 130 in the next 2 rounds.
130. I don't know where I got 98 from then. Drive-through penalty for car 18. That'll be
Cody Metcalf.
what?
Contact
Thank
on
you,
lap
'cause I
1.
can't even read. Where is that? Oh, yeah, there he is. So that was the Metcalf would have on lap 1. Okay.
Yeah,
I
there
was
was
going to say that would be the one down at Foster's because we saw Metcalf around down there as
Yeah,
well.
there was a
but
couple of
lost that one on
incidents
his own.
across the first 2 laps down at Foster's. It has all sort of settled down a little bit now. Dan Bartouche for ETS Motorsports, though, leading the charge with all those incidents in behind him. He's managed to scave everything, starting second on the grid, and just kept his nose clean. He is nearly 3.5 seconds off Jaden Basilage and Jordan McDonnell. But did you see how quick they were coming around that corner? They are on the hunt.
Yeah, they'd be wise to swap around here, and I'd be surprised if they don't do it soon, as we see them both touch that little landmine curve and get 2 wheels up in the air. Jordan McDonnell, is he looking to race his teammate over him? Is he pushing him along? I'm unsure. I don't know if they're
definitely
working
racing.
together or racing, or
No, they're racing, mate.
They are definitely racing.
Yeah, there's no friendship
Oh, no,
between them.
He's gotten out of the way. Oh, that's huge. I was going to say he's gotten out of the way. He was getting out of the way. That was certainly one of the ways to get out of the way of your teammate.
Oh,
That is completely and utterly broken.
destroyed. And from that camera
is
angle, it looked like he
mincemeat.
nearly speared his teammate into the wall at the same time as well. And that could be race destroying. I do believe this should be a safety car.
Yeah, he's in the doghouse right now.
Holy smokes, that was close. Pete Morris has dropped in. He said, Nathan, what about a wildcard entry to try it out? Pete, mate, all our series are free for all drivers next season. Get back over here, mate. We missed the ShiBBy meter coming and racing with us, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Come and join the 86 Super Sprint Series next season, mate. Come put your name down in Discord.
Tice McAvoy hasn't exited the track.
And the car's still sitting on the...
He hasn't exited the pit lane. That car's still sitting on track. These guys look to be racing pretty hard. Although we've seen a few cars pile into the pits. They still look to be racing though, so I'm not sure. I'm watching the timing tower to wait for the old pit symbol to come up.
Basilage has made it to the pits, so... Maybe it was. Maybe after the cars passed, it was deemed safe enough to get the tow truck out and get him to the pits before the leader got back around. I definitely would have thought that might have been a first safety car of the night. It was a big hit. Oh, hang on.
That was a mammoth hit.
No, he's not out on track.
Oh well. Race on, I suppose, as that gap is now down to 2.4 seconds up front as we run on board with the current battle at hand. Greg Johnson followed by Brennan Soper. That's your battle for P4.
We know you're the RC, Tyson. Copy that and will do. Awesome, Pete. Get on over here, mate. Come and have a blast with us again. I know you enjoy getting over here and racing with all the lads. They're always up in the Discord having a chat throughout the race. Just like to take this moment to thank everybody out there in the broadcast tonight for coming along and helping support your drivers out on track. And I'd also like to give a huge shout out to all our drivers out here tonight as well. Has settled down a little bit, but we do only have 2 laps left of this Heat 1. Dan Bartouche has had that gap closed. Jordan McDonnell is only 2.3 seconds off the back of him now. 2 laps to go. What are their last times? McDonnell doing a 6:42 and Bartouche did a 6:84. So it is going to be touch and go if McDonnell can catch the back of him, but it does look like Bartouche is catching up to lap traffic. Well, it was Sheaf actually, so he has passed Tyler Sheaf. McDonnell now coming up to Sheaf. Sheaf will move out of the way. Oh gosh! That controller is scaring me so much, the way that car moves. Well, eyes will be on... Oh, it is, yeah, it's 20 minutes. Why does it say lap 14 or 15?
Maybe lap limit as well, so could be in for a short one because it's such a small lap.
Yeah, minute 6. It is only very short. It's interesting. Good question, Pricey. Let's see what happens when it clicks over. I will we'll keep an eye on Barney and see what Barney has to say this lap around, if he's actually doing his job. Where's Mac?
He never does his job. I would not be relying on that guy.
No. I got some ideas for merch for Sim Racing World, that's for sure. And some of it revolves around Barney. So, McDonnell, car number 4, is coming towards the finish line. This is going to be white flag. It is only going to be 15 laps. So, Bartouche with a 1.5 second lead. So,
Bartouche should be loving to see that white flag get thrown.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it would have been looking at that gap coming down and down and down. It's like, oh, 5 more minutes. He's going to be on the back of me, but he's only got a handful of corners left before it's all.
Look.
Yeah, he's there. He's not going to get there though. 1.3 and
so
essentially like two more corners. Yeah. Really.
106.34 for McDonnell and a 106.77 last lap. So McDonnell was definitely on the powerhouse here.
But he's most certainly saved by the bell here, it would seem. Dan Bartouche, as Jordan was absolutely surging, but that doesn't take away from what's been a magnificent drive, rising from the ashes and holding onto his position all race as Dan Bartouche comes across the line to take the first win on your Heat 1.
Sure will.
And Jordan McDonnell across the line in P2, amazing recovery drive. Oh, as they almost make contact after the horn. Lucky Brett across the line in P3, so Maverick Sim Sports 2-3, double podium in the opening round. Greg Johnson, look at him
that.
Go.
Number
P4, what are we talking about? This is what
we're
talking about, mate. Did we even talk? Did we say Greg Johnson's name once the entire race?
No, we didn't.
I don't think we did.
We spoke about him at the start and how consistent he's been, especially in 5th on the championship board at the moment, and that is exactly why. Bit of a silent assassin, little Johnson. Yeah, speaking of fish, Steven Sinkovich in the top 5.
6 spots up. He was schmooving this race.
Give him the driver of the night already. Lock him in.
That's got to be best result all season.
I think it is. You're 100% right. Great drive from Steve. He's had a bit of extra time to get back in his sim, which I'm sure he's loving. His direct drive wheel absolutely crapped itself 2 weeks ago, so he really hasn't been able to do any driving, so glad to see he's got a wheel up and going again. And yeah, and Greggy Leak, great to see Leaky If you guys are long-time followers of SRW or have been a part of our community, you would very much know who Leaky is. Has struggled with some health conditions over the last few years, hasn't been able to get in his sim. Tonight, gets back in his sim and will pull himself off a P6 finish. So great drive there for Greg Leak, for Team Greg Racing. Gosh, that happened so fast. I forget how quick Heat 1 and Heat 2 jump through. Right, reverse top 10 grid.
Do believe it's only a minute, so we really got to run through this one quick. John McHenry starting on pole position, followed by Brendan Soper, Shane Ewan's P3, Kevin Wakefield in P4. Row 3 is going to be Greg Leake and Stephen Sinkovich. Greg Johnson and Lucky Brett is your row 4. John McDonnell and Dan Partouche round out your top 10, your second and first place drivers. Mitch McIntyre starting P11, Stephen Brooks in P12. Oh, there we go. Stream's come back as Cody McCutlough coming in at P13, followed by Basilage after a horrific crash that we saw last race. 10 seconds. Cody, no. Tyler Sheaf, Peter Gretton, Wayne Edwards, Colin Hodgkinson, Harry Inwood, and we're onto the grid with 5 seconds to spare. What should be 2 minutes, and I'm wrong. I believe it's only a minute though.
Yeah, I think it is a minute, mate. Yep, there it is. Gridding is live. Engines are revving. 3, 4, and 5 lights, and we're away. So we didn't even see that John McHenry got himself back to P10 and starting from pole position, and he's going to be on a mission. That's big chaos!
It's big carnage. It's all kicking off. That was Stephen Sinkovich we saw go around and take. Who was that with him? That was one of the Maverick Simsport cars.
Lucky Brett. That was Lucky Brett.
Lucky Brett. So that was massive carnage, and Brendan Soper somehow made it back to the pits. Maybe already towed, unsure.
Pit. I wonder if he's hit the wrong button.
Maybe, unsure, but in all of that, John McHenry, after about 3 corners, is out already to an almost 2-second lead. Kevin Wakefield, Shane Newens as they rank their run up the hill, following back side by side, Greg Leake and Dan Bartouche on the run over towards Nickerbrook as they run. No, they didn't run side by side, they got out of it. I didn't see the one coming. As they all file through, heading down Clay Hill towards Water Tower and Druids in the final corner.
Ty Delaney just asked us a question, mate. Who's the new commentator?
I don't know. Who are you?
Yeah.
You're doing a good job for your first time, ShiBBy.
Yeah, Ty, I'm here every week, mate. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's all about me, mate. Yeah, I'm new. As the man once said, I never left. I just had to step away for a while.
Exactly. The field has the field slowed.
It does.
It has. The field has slowed. We do have our first promo department safety car. Thanks for joining us tonight, Tim. Let's go, J-Mac. Locked on, lads. Tim, why are you not out here with us tonight, mate? So this will give us a couple of seconds to re-look at that start and see what happened with Brendan Soper, because that could have actually been what set everything off. I can't even see him. Where am I? I'm blind.
Still looks like a very slow start from Stephen Sinkovich, who did go around, and they can see him checking up.
I can't select Soper, so something definitely happened at the beginning.
Well, right on board with Stephen, as you see, he got an absolute horrid launch, just completely bogged down, as we're going to have another look, and it's just a slow reaction time as well to go along with it. And it just looks to have checked up the pack, and some of the Mavericks guys just 4 into track's just too skinny on the start to go 4 wide, and I think which Maverick car was that one? The car of Lockie Brett, he saw a bit of a gap, and unfortunately that hole quickly closed before he could really react to what was going on.
Oh wow, he took a lot of damage to that. That actually looks like it's going to retire his car straight off the go.
Yeah, he hit the wall on the outside, you saw it. So he got a great launch off the back row there. As you see, he's kind of bobbing and weaving, trying to find a gap.
Greggy
Johnston, and it's just been a bit of a crescendo.
Yep, domino effect there off the start. Everybody trying to get their gap, and you can see his cars just crabbing. Yeah, he does tap him in the bun, Pricey. He sure did. Oh, it's your first time watching the 86s, Ty. Oh, mate, you got to come along for the 86 Super Sprint Series, bud. It is absolutely awesome racing. And the guy on comms with me, mate, is Ryan Price. Has been doing this... sorry, Ryan...
Oh, my God.
I just did it again. I did it again. It's Ryan Green. It's Ryan Green. So it is the new guy, Ryan Price. No, it's Ryan Green. Ryan Price is out there racing. Oh, he's not tonight. It's Ryan Green, mate. One of the Alpha Venturi racing drivers. Has been doing this series with me all season, apart from 2 rounds where he had to take it off, mate. So.
And all last season.
Oh yeah, that's right. Last season you didn't race.
Yeah, last season.
No, I had in my head that you raced last season for yeah. Pricey's in the chat. I'm the real Ryan.
Oh,
Price.
don't use that as a cop out. Don't use that as a cop out.
That's why I said it, because I read Pricey in the chat. Tristo Yellen, thanks for dropping in again, mate. Great to see you in for another broadcast. Wall-to-wall chaos, yeah. 4 wide off the start, mate. Probably not the way we want to see, but the safety car has pulled away.
It is low with John McHenry. It's balls in his court right now, and he gets to pick when he goes. Doesn't like to go out of the final corner. He's going to wait a little bit longer, it looks like. Oh, he has gone. It's so hard.
It's hard to tell with the 86s, yeah.
No, he's absolutely gone. He's up to speed. And that looks like a good launch from back at Jordan McDonnell, who's already up into P5, making his way up the grid, and he's already up into P4. So, just as I was saying that, he's wasting no time on chasing down championship rival John McHenry. So they make the run down the hill for the first, the second time. Big drift, massive tandem drift. Oh, this is going to be carnage.
Callan Hodgkinson right into the back of it.
That's trouble.
Again around. What is going on, guys?
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Oh,
that was the
Lord.
perfect camera angle for that one. We could just see where that car was going. That was
that Foster's again?
That was on the run down to Foster's.
Yeah.
That one is Cascades. That one. That
You
corner.
called it during the qualifying session that through there down to Foster's is going to be the chaos point. So
yeah, man, it's our Monza turn 4.
You see it now. Metcalf, Fatouche, and Leak all battling it out for P4.
Oh, they're about to go 3 wide into turn 1
here.
here.
Go again.
Nah, Metcalf, the wiser of it, just sits behind, knows that he's going to just pick to run on the exit. He's going to have the inside down through turn 2 Dentons, down the hill through Cascades. Number 3 is going to be very hard, if not impossible, to run around the outside there, and it's a nice, easy move there for Metcalf. So you make the run through Foster's now. He's going to... Yeah, now he's got his eyes set on Greggy Leak, who's still in P4. McDonnell's only 1 point... 13... I can't talk. 13 hundredths. I'm going to say 13 tenths. No, 13 hundredths off the back of Kevin Wakefield, who takes a little bit too much speed there into Knickerbrook, and he's on the back of him, Jordan. He's going to make a look down into Druid's corner without a shadow of a doubt. Gets on the anchors, yeah, nice and late. Gets it hooked in nicely, and Kevin Wakefield's the wiser of it. Doesn't elect to fight that one too hard. He knows how fast Jordan is. Would not be beneficial, but John McHenry's edged himself out a 4-second lead already, and he's just that fastest lap of the race. But Jack, take a look back here down by Touche, doing the old Metcalf strategy, and he's going to get an absolute mammoth run. Ooh, that was almost... Greggy Leak was very close. They were almost at a wipeout then.
Someone was puckering, if not both those drivers then.
Yeah, he's going to have to check the pants after that one. That was a bit of a sim racing jump scare there for Dan Bartouche.
What? Guys out in in chat, if you guys haven't got involved with SRW and the league, our series, all series are open and free to all drivers next season to say a huge thank you for all the support through Season 3. So if you guys are not a part of Sim Racing World, www.simracingworld.com.au. Go register as a driver. It's absolutely free. Get the Discord link sent to you. They're going to go again. They're going again.
They are going again.
Oh, Leaky!
Oh.
How did Leaky hold on to that?
Not sure, but it's brought Seven Brooks into the mix, and he's going to pick up a free position off that one. He just had to exist and take the racing line, and he got the position up into P6 now for Stephen Brooks.
And Metcalf's off.
That left's so wide. Shouldn't be a slow down running that wide, but it's absolutely an off track. But furthermore, it's given Bartouche, brought him up nice, right and close. He's gone massively deep on the brakes there, but he's managed to get it pulled up nicely enough. He would have compromised the exit a little bit, but up the hill there, this is where these cars really struggle when you're not in the tow going up the hill, and it'll be a massive time gain. As you can see, the delta drop by almost half a tenth there just up the hill is in the tow. They hook it up nicely. It can be very easy to run wide as Dan Bartouche does a little bit on the exit there as the crest in the middle of the corner.
Oh, did you see that car? On the right-hand side there was a car that looked like its front right wheel was folded inside itself. Front left wheel, it's Peter Gretton.
That's broken.
He might be able to get it back to the pits.
You should absolutely be able to get it in. You're only going to need your right front at this point in time. So what?
I know, mate.
From Stephen Brooks in the back, just slinging it. Cody McCatliffe still holding on to P4 as Dan Bartouche is putting him under the pump, on the rear bumper, almost contact. They almost became one then. Dan Bartouche is pushing the lid off it.
Yeah, he is. You can see that little touch there just onto the back of Metcalf. But Stephen Brooks has now caught the back of Bartouche. Leak is there as well, so this is going to be a huge battle. While John McHenry just keeps pushing away. It actually doesn't look like McDonnell is really closing that gap on him. So McHenry got a good run off the start. McDonnell had to fight his way through. So maybe a bit of strategy play there for McHenry getting up into P10. Alicia Taylor, usually around 40 cars. Because once we start hitting 40 cars, it becomes even more chaotic. So get your registrations in now before there is a cut-off.
Yeah, McHenry's just been really steady. I'm not sure if McDonnell picked up any damage on the start, but he's been pretty steady at 4 seconds. Sorry, McHenry's been, too many mix, these top two.
So Metcalf just made a move. So Metcalf got around Kevin Wakefield there as well. So
Metcalf is. Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Metcalf was in P4.
Yeah, Metcalf passed Wakefield.
Wakefield. They've been catching. I didn't even realise that Kevin's been moving backwards. No, you're right.
Yeah, he's slowly moving backwards, mate. Metcalf has got around him. Free air now, so Dan Bartouche want to get around Metcalf as quick as he can around Wakefield before Metcalf gets away. Did you bump your mic? Because for some reason it went from sounding relatively decent to possibly underwater.
Wow, okay.
Thank you. That's
now?
it, yep.
How is the mic? I just realised that I'm not actually using my boom mic. I've kind of forgot.
No, it was pretty decent until just before.
Until just then? Yeah. No, it's all good. We're back. I did forget to set up the boom mic. I just realised, so I hope it's not too bad for the stream. I just didn't even consider that.
It's all good, mate. I have that crisp sounding microphone for the both of us. You can share some of mine.
Some of mine.
You can share some of mine.
Mine.
This is the awesome racing and hard out racing that we have seen all season from this Super Sprint series. And it's been so good. We're bringing the Super Sprint format back again next season. Greggy Leak now, Kevin Wakefield, side by side. Leakey managing to outbreak Wakefield, so something's definitely up with Wakefield, falling back even more. So unless his pace is just not up there at the moment, he did start further up in the grid than he usually would due to that reverse top 10. But man, oh man, some of these guys are pushing.
110 last lap, and his best is a 7, so I'm not sure.
Last lap's high for all of them.
Fuel saving understood, yeah. It's just, I'm not sure. Just maybe just because people are moving past, but like kind of with these cars when it rains, it pours.
Brooks is around. Brooks is around.
We've seen that be a problem for Brooks. Who's that off as well? Is that
Mitch McIntyre?
Edwards?
Mitch McIntyre.
Oh, that's McIntyre even.
Yep. Soper's in the pits. Basilage is in the pits, which is interesting.
It is. What? What? I guess I got just a bump in this mic. Sorry about that. Why are they in the pits? What's going on? Did we miss an incident?
That's what I was wondering, actually.
Basilage. I mean, Coretton's been in there for 9 minutes. Not sure. Confusing. Anyway, back to the action at hand, and even McDonnell's still not made any real tangible hole in it. Only half a second he's managed to claw back on John McHenry. We know how fast he can be. He need to get more than that. They matched each other the last lap out. John McHenry 4/100 slower, so pretty much identical times. Their best laps almost identical, only 3/100ths between those two as well. So they're going tit for tat with each other, it would seem. Basilage does have the fastest lap of the race with a 6.2. He's just exiting the pits down in P16 after a 1 minute stop. So unsure what's happened there. Just Stephen Brooks is getting all untidy. Scrapes the wall on the left hand side, but should be fine enough to continue. This is the only real battle on track as things have started to calm down right now. It's your P3 battle for Cody McAuliffe and Dan Bartouche. We've seen these guys go pretty much non-stop for the last 16 minutes.
Only taken 13 laps for him to settle down.
Oh, if that. Is that off? Right on cue. It's just someone in the lawn on the right hand side there. I didn't quite catch who that was.
Brendan Soper, yeah, Brendan Soper off track there.
New flag.
So Metcalf and Dan Bartouche is going to be the battle for P3. Metcalf up 10 spots, so really great drive, avoiding all those battles. He's been in the heat of mid-pack battles through this whole race and managed to avoid any incidents caused by really close racing. So well done to Metcalf, but Dan Bartouche is really starting to put the pressure on now, and he is definitely going to want to take this podium finish away from Metcalf.
Yeah, he's turning up the heat now, but he's only got 2 laps to do it as we're on lap 14 of 15. We'll reach the lap count before we reach the time count, even with the safety car. So he's really got to think about getting past sooner rather than later. His opportunities are quickly running out. He runs very deep there into Foster's when he gets on the mountain on the outside, and that's going to cost him all the way up the hill. It's down to up to 7 tenths now, so McAuliffe just edging out a little bit. This will be very good. One of the best overtaking zones is that last corner down at turn 15. So that'll take away that option this time, but it's a massive time gain spot. As you can see, is McAuliffe just had a bit of a moment ahead. You saw he's starting to claw it back now. Is Dan Bartouche down to 5 tenths. We saw him all sideways, McAuliffe.
This is white flag.
Final time and white flag, final lap of the race. Down to 5 tenths. That's your margin for P3 for Dan Bartouche. We'll see what sort of dint he can make into it. We've seen him run deep into Foster's time and time again this race. If he's going to get the move done, he's going to have to keep it clean this lap. He hooks it up nicely
Was that
all the way out to the exit.
2 wheels off from Metcalf then?
It was, but as it's kind of like concreted grass on the outside,
Okay,
it's
so
completely gripped up out there as he gets on the anchors. Down by 2, hooks it up nicely this time and carried mega speed through there, but McAuliffe has just been so good through there, up to 7/10 of the gap again, and that's just really been his prime spot to edge away, and it's been taking away that last corner overtake from bar 2. She's got to be perfect from here on out as they make the run through the double right-hander and down the hill as we jumped forward to John McHenry, who goes on a bit of a redemption arc after finishing P10 last race, finishes first in this one. I was only 1.4 seconds the gap in the end there for McDonnell. But this is the battle at hand, and that's the last overtaking spot gone, so Cody McAuliffe is going to take your P3 for Heat 2, followed by a great try from down bar 2. She was giving it everything, but just edged him out, and Greg Leake P5, that'll be your P1 start for your reverse top 5 for next race.
Yeah, well done to Leakey. This is going to be an interesting spin on their head. The 2 quickest guys out there, McHenry and McDonald, are going to be starting from... So McHenry's going to be in row 3, McDonald will be in row 2. No, wait, reverse. Other way around. McHenry, yeah. McHenry will be in row 3, McDonald will be in row 2. Did I get that right that time? 2, 4, yes.
Sounds about right.
Fritzy, what do you mean? 3 from 3 with stuff servers this week? I don't know what you're talking about, mate. You were literally 1 lap off the 20 minutes, so that's okay. We did have the safety car, which I suppose stretched that out to the 20 minutes. But yeah, I think the estimation on laps, you're off by about 1. So if it was 17 laps, probably would have stretched it out for the full 20 minutes, mate. But that's all right. Don't stress, Fritzy. The guys are still having an absolute blast out there. The broadcast has been absolutely awesome. Yeah, 5:30 a.m. would have been awesome this morning. But we will get Mr. John, not ShiBBy McHenry in here. And here is the man of the minute right now, mate. Hey, what made you pull into the pits?
I didn't have anywhere enough fuel.
Greeny called it.
Yep.
He called it.
The old quali fuel.
Yep, absolutely dumb moment.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes, that was tight. That was for sure. Well, yeah, it was just trying to recover from there. So once I saw I was able to get P10, I thought, okay, let's try and make up for it in this one with the use of that reverse grid. It was the only way I could do it.
Yeah, it was a good bit of consolation prize almost. It's definitely wasn't part of the blueprint, but at least you made the most of a pretty poor situation.
Yeah, that's.
And then I mean, this is the one that you want to win because now you're only back in P5.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think starting alongside Jordan, so yeah, just try and work with Jordan, get through the first few laps, and see how we go from there.
We got a question from some of the viewers, J-Max, for you actually, mate.
My underwear colour.
You reading the chat too, mate?
I'm reading it too. Pricey, it's brown at the moment.
Some pretty crazy racing, mate. Did you see all the chaos happen in your... Wait, you started in pole, so did you see all the chaos happening in your rearview mirror?
I'll say I didn't. I looked up with the safety car was on at the stream and saw what was happening in the replay. But yeah, I was in chat with the boys when it all went down, so I was aware something pretty drastic had happened behind, and yeah, knew there was probably a safety car possibly coming out there. So yeah, just had to try and make the best of the restart from then on.
You had a good drive this second race too, mate. We know McDonnell's quick and definitely can hunt people down, but it looked like you definitely got yourself... It was around that, 5-second gap at one point, and it seemed to be just enough to keep him off the tail of you. Yeah,
look, I was holding him at round about the sort of 4.5 seconds, and then just sort of had to get around a few lap cars. One of them sort of lost... there was one that lost it at Foster's and another one at turn 1 that I had to slow down pretty drastically for. Otherwise, it was game over. So, yeah, they gave a few seconds back. But I thought if I can just hold the 1 second through the last lap, then we'll be all right.
Well, mate, really...
So you want some good news?
What's that one?
So to eliminate Jordan, I think you have to finish, if my maths is correct, P11. So I'm sure it'd have to be pretty drastically wrong for you.
I think Callan was actually the closest one to put me under pressure.
He is. Jordan's been surging through the rankings, that's for sure. But he's going to be he's going to run out of time, it looks like, and to eliminate for the championship. So you've netted 73 so far, which means you need 60-ish. Yeah, so 12, 56 won't do it. So P11, and that's one less thing to look over your shoulder for, I suppose.
Yeah, until next season.
Most rounds I've only been given Jordan sort of 10, 15 points. Last round I gave him back, I think 40, so that one hurt a bit. But I think we still had a big enough gap to that Jordan had to do a lot of work, and we had to have some really bad racing to be in any real trouble with it. But we've still got to get down, still got to get the job done.
Yeah, Jordan had to clean sweep for the rest of the series, pretty much, mate. He's still very heavily in the contentions for a podium finish. He shot from P9 on the championship last week up to P4 with that clean sweep last week. So it shows with this super sprint rounds that points are very, very easy to get a hold of, and the table changes so quickly, mate. So congratulations on a podium P1 finish in our Heat 2, mate. On to the feature reverse 5. So it's going to be another cracking race, mate. And then hopefully we get to talk to you again in the comms box after the race.
Fingers crossed.
All right, mate. Get out there and have fun.
Cheers, guys.
That was Mr. John J. Mac McHenry for the Locked On Lads racing team. We are now going into our feature race here for the penultimate round of your Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals here on SRW TV. It is going to be a cracking feature race, and honestly, if you guys are not subscribed and you do not have that bell rung, please do so now so you do not miss out on any other broadcasts, as we do broadcast 4 nights a week. V8 Supercars, Formula 3, and the Toyota 86s. So get involved with SRW and come check out some of these other broadcasts as we get ready for the grid. Greg Leake will take pole position. Dan Patouche will line up next to him. Cody Metcalf, Jordan McDonnell on row 2, and then there's John McHenry sitting in row 3 right behind Metcalf. Everybody else will start on the grid where they finished last race. Grid is already live and getting ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and our feature race is live. Geez, they all spun the tyres that time.
Yeah, it's a massive start for Dan Patouche. He's just rocketed on the right side, and McCallum as well. That maybe was just a bad start for Greg Luke. He's already made his way down to P4. Jordan McDonnell up the inside of Cody McCallum. He's going to try to hold on to P2. There's be a tall ask around the outside for McDonnell, but he looks to have made the move before the corner even takes place, so never mind then, I suppose.
Oh, no. Chaos in the mid-pack again. Same spot every lap, guys. Every lap. I mean, every race.
It's almost every lap, it feels like. We're down at Foster's. We knew at the start of the race, and we've seen in the history of SLW, it's just a trouble corner for a lot of drivers, and it can all come undone down there. So we jump forward to the battle at hand. McDonnell's already putting the pressure on Dan Patouche and try to hold on to this position, but not for much longer. McDonnell makes a massive dive down the inside, gets it pulled up, just better on the left foot, I suppose. Gets that car pulled up beautifully and is now going to try to push away from behind.
Seen Patouche though, he looks super comfortable on this track. Seems pretty happy with his setup, and he hasn't been all that slow. So it'd be interesting to see how hard McDonnell pushes. Oh wow, he's quick.
Yeah, he's quick. We've seen Patouche follow quite a considerable amount tonight behind that man behind him, Cody McCallum. So these two have swapped positions, but yeah. Jordan's not hanging around, it seems like. Already up to 6/10 the gap. See him in the toe now. I see smoke in the background down the back end of the hill. I don't know if you can see that.
Soper, I think, was in the wall. Callan Hodgkinson has just jumped to the pits. Basilage is in the pits. Johnston is in the pits. Stephen Brooks is in the pits.
Yeah, I could just see the top of the smoke cloud over the crest of the hill. As we have a look at Grady Leak, they're trying to hang it around the outside. Stephen Sinkovic is going to try to sneak through. He's got a good run out of the final corner, and they're going to run 3 wide up the hill down towards turn 1. Who's going to bite first? Stephen Sinkovic is going to make his way in front as they still run side by side. Greg Leak and Kevin Wakefield. Greg Leak just gets out of it and opts to not push the envelope too much through there. This track isn't very wide. Very easy to make contact through this first sector. Kevin Wakefield starting to put the pressure on, but Stephen Sinkovic up into P6 already. We saw him finish P5 in the first race, so it seems like he's actually got a bit of pace in the car tonight, and is done, apart from, you know, what really wasn't much of his fault in race 2, has managed to keep the car facing the right direction, and, you know, he's looking to really pick up some serious points tonight. Kevin Wakefield just drifts off the apex a little bit, just has to get out of the throttle. This will give Greg Leak behind a good run as they're side by side now. As you can see, they just switch positions, and yeah, he's going to get the move done it before Druids. Gets the car pulled up nicely, but Kevin Wakefield's going to get a much better run out of the corner. Greg Leak's just had to hang it tight. Kevin Wakefield jumps back into the toe, and he's going to look to make a move down into turn 1. Or not, he's just going to sit tight and not lose too much time to Stephen ahead. Oh, Greg Leak. Oh, that was a nice friendly.
Pushed him back on track, kept him going.
Straightened him up.
Thanks, Wakefield. Good work, mate. Help Leaky back on track. Expected to see maybe some sort of a redress there, possibly. I know Wakefield wasn't in front.
No, I mean, it wasn't overtaking contact.
Yeah,
you can't penalise a driver for losing it on their own.
Just
that
like
was
that.
on cue. I can't believe that. I was mid-sentence.
This has been a tricky track.
Is that a commentator's curse?
It has to be, mate. I think that was 100% a commentator's curse.
You can't penalise a driver for losing it on their own.
Yep, and off they go.
Sorry, Shane, but...
I tell you what, though, mate. I haven't seen this many off-tracks all season. Outlon Park is really putting these drivers to the test. It is a tricky little track.
It is really... it's really testing the drivers, but I mean, from experience, it's really not easy when we've seen these cars and how they react to the elevation changes, and this track has it in troves. So it's really not. I mean, it's very unforgiving. It's one of those old school tracks where it's just track and then grass, and there's no runoff anywhere. It's either grass or gravel, and it's, you know, with the especially through here where it crests on the exit of the corner, if you run 2 wheels onto the grass, you're just in the fence no matter what. And it's one of those, you know, it's not like a straight circuit because it's, you know, basically in a paddock, but it is in the sense of, you know, if you exceed that white line, you're getting bit no matter what.
McDonnell pushing out that gap to 2 seconds now. Off the back of Batouche. Batouche just can't keep up. It really does show the pace of the Maverick Sim Sports driver. But John McHenry really starting to push some laps in. A 1:06.20 last lap. Was the quickest out of the top 4 runners. So he is starting to close down. Only 6 minutes in. He does have time, especially with Metcalf and Batouche starting to battle away up here.
Yeah, we are only 6 minutes in, but we will only make it to about the 16-minute mark due to the lap count. Still only a 15-lap race in this one, with only a minute and change a lap. It'll take us well before time expires, so 7 laps in now, just under halfway through the race. Max and Hell's just set the fastest lap of the race there with a 1:05.9. So he's already up to 3 seconds away from Dan Bartouche and really pushing it along. But these two have been glued to each other for the last essentially 20 minutes. Oh, see that great Northern car off in the background again, but McAuliffe, we've seen how good he has been through Foster's all night. That's been where either Dan Bartouche has struggled and McAuliffe has triumphed, but he just couldn't quite get it on the inside on the run up the hill. John McHenry's got a massive run on the double slipstream, and these guys are fighting for it. Looks to the inside there. McAuliffe is going to give John McHenry a good run, but he's kind of had to check up there on the way through the corner. He's still going to get a decent run down into Druids as Dan Bartouche is starting to push away and make moves all he can. It's very late on the brakes there for John McHenry. He's going to get the car pulled up nicely. McAuliffe has got a good run from the outside line through Druids and down to turn 1. Sitting in the tow, I think he knows how fast John McHenry can be, and he's seen that Bartouche is getting away slightly. He doesn't want to lose him too much, so it's not in his best interest to fight. He might just sit here for a bit, get towed onto the back of Bartouche, and after McHenry makes his way past, if he makes his way past, then he'll be back on again.
Jump back down the field a little bit. Peter Gretton here on the catching up to the back of Lockie Brett, the other Maverick SimSport driver, who's actually up 12 spots right now. Guys, we're probably going to need your help for driver of the day. Shout out some names in chat that you'd like to see get awarded a congratulations package of driver of the day, thanks to temptingsweets.com.au. I really don't know who I would pick tonight. It has been a tough one, but I'm feeling like the man, the myth, the legend that is Steven Sinkovic that is absolutely driving the pants off this 86 tonight.
Yeah, he's up into P5 and he's actually stretched the gap from Wakefield behind. Greggy Johnson? No, he's a lap down, must be. Yeah, Greg Johnson's in P16. Yeah, so he's up into P5 and he's stretched the gap to Kevin Wakefield almost 3 seconds. I mean, if it wasn't for race 2, which he DNF, no fault of his own, just the carnage on the start, he'd have been in for a massive haul of points tonight.
100%. Oh no, we've commentated, cursed him. We've done it twice in a row. We've got a lot of votes for Dan Bartouche.
Steven. After that, I don't know if I can...
I've removed my vote for Steven.
That may have cost him.
It may have cost him. Yeah, a few guys putting Bartouche through as we start seeing a battle pack happening.
Unreal.
Tyler Sheaf on the back of Soap, on the back of Gretton. Who else is in there with them, actually? Who's that orange car? Is that a lap car? That's Stephen Brooks, that is. That's a lap car in the midst of this battle here.
He's in between a rock and a hard place right now. There's no spot really to get out of the way. I assume he's going to look to move out of the way. Nope, he's not. But Brendan Stope is going to look to make a move on Peter Gretton, who's going to look to fire back down into Druids. Notes doesn't have enough of a nose up the inside. Manages to get a good run, but it's squirrely on exit. Good job to catch the car there. Very good job to not lose the car. Could have. It looks like he had a pretty good run out of the final corner, but that little moment just seemed to struggle. He's just all over it. You can see how hard he's pushing through turn 1, just all the way to the exit, all the way off the exit curbing even.
John McHenry is now on the back of Bartouche. Again, the last lap set. McHenry is pushing the fastest laps out of the top 3 again. So he is really starting to push this car. He wants to take that spot of Bartouche. He's probably got about 5 to 6 more minutes to try and do so, but look at him closing that gap ever so quickly. We jump on board to the Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam.
Yep, next time across the line, it'll be 4 laps to go, so he's got not too long left, but plenty of time to get it done. 2/10 the gap. Seen how strong Bartouche has been all night. Bit of smoke ahead. Not sure where that was from. Doesn't look like it's from McDonnell. The delta's not dropped.
Jaden Vassalage.
I thought for a second I was going to say unless. I saw the car, but I didn't see the timing tower. That has cost John McHenry though, coming out of Druids. And it's just, yeah, it's given Bartouche a little bit of breathing room. He's caught that at the wrong time there.
Steven Sinkovic has managed to hold himself into P6 after that spin. So he actually had a really good gap back to the rest of the field to hold himself in P6, but he does have Lockie Brett on the back of him, up 12 spots in the feature race. Tyler Sheaf making a move. I was going to say making a move around Wayne Edwards. No, Wayne Edwards made a move backwards around Tyler Sheaf. Another off track here tonight.
Is Sheafy back out on track on the sticks?
Yeah, he's
going on the sticks?
Yeah, he's still on control.
That's unreal to get P9 on the sticks. That doesn't. Are you sure?
Yeah, look at his wheel.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I was talking to him before the race, because as I do, I go and jump into the open chat and have a chat with some of the drivers before we kick off. And yeah, Sheafy was like, I don't have my wheel. How do I get a controller to work? I should have told him. You probably don't want to, but he was keen.
No.
He was keen to get out here and have a race. Oh no! Big instant. Stevens in the wall. That was huge.
Oh no!
I just have the timing tonight, don't I?
Yeah, you got the sixth sense tonight. That's for sure. As we have another quick look at what just happened to Steven Sinkovic. Lockie Brett just stuck a nose where the nose shouldn't go.
That is 100% not what we wanted to see. You can see him come across just before the edge of the tree line. Caught the back of Sinkovic, and at that speed in these cars.
Sufficient overlap there. Yeah, it's just tagged the rear left, and that's all she wrote. Dare I say, the race control won't look too favourably of that one. So we have another look. Yeah, just gets his nose in, and kind of too late for Steven to react at that stage. It's an overlap for half a second there.
Not the way Steve would have want to finished his night tonight with such great drives in Heat 1 and the feature so far. Guys, I just want to give another huge shout out to all of you who have joined us for our broadcast. At the moment, there is 18 of you wonderful people out there watching along with us at home. If you could do us a huge favour, and it is absolutely free to help support us, just hit that like button if you have enjoyed our Shannons GR86 Nationals here tonight. And maybe shout out in the chat, woo, go team, because why not?
Oh my god. That was you surely could have come up with something better than that.
I was on the spot, alright? Do you want to you pick something? Yeah, you pick something then, alright? Jeez. I don't hear you trying to hype the crowd up.
Type in chat, woo, go ShiBBy. Anyway, back to the battle at hand. John McHenry only 2/10 off the back of Bartouche. Next time across the line will be the final lap of the race, lap 15 of 15. You just see McDonnell ahead, 5 seconds up the road. He picks up the white flag, and so does Bartouche and McHenry as they make their final run down to turn 1 tonight. Getting on the anchors nicely. There's a bit more room on the outside for John McHenry. He's going to use everything. He's got to give it everything this lap as they run down the avenue into Denton's. Just dropping off a little bit, McHenry. He was in mud to struggle through Foster's tonight, and he struggles again. Look at the delta come down. We're down to 2/10 the gap now, and he just lost it. He's lost
it himself. Usually it's McHenry that does that.
That's been the trouble spot for Bartouche all night. All night he struggled down there, and on the, he's not going to lose P3, but on the at 11:59 p.m. it all come undone.
He is going to hold out though and get himself that podium finish. Great drive by Bartouche as we see Jordan McDonnell will take our feature win here tonight for Maverick Sim Sports. John J. Mac McHenry for Locked On Lads Racing will come in P2. And Dan Batouche with a one heck of a drive for ETS Motorsports will come across in P3. What a crazy, crazy race tonight. Oh, great. I just read your comment. I'd still say he deserves it. He did have a solid drive.
I don't even know now.
It's so hard with super sprint rounds when there's 3 races to keep in mind of the drivers. So
you should make a poll. Make a poll in the YouTube chat, I reckon.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can't? You got the SRW TV again, don't you?
Yeah, but it's all done through Restream. It's not done through YouTube.
Oh. Are you able to give me admin? Or is that not a thing?
Haven't really got it set up.
Oh, okay, never mind then. We won't make a poll. Alright, chat, just throw in who you'd like to see as driver of the day. We'll do the all visual poll. We'll get a vibe check. Test the temperature.
Let me,
But, congratulations to Jordan McDonnell. Got there in the end, takes P1 for your, as he's doing the low-powered boxer doughies. Not very good donut car, this one, but
they're terrible.
you kind of
Just get on the grass.
You can kind of get a bit tire smoke going, but you can't really sustain the donut. But yeah,
just put it on the grass, mate, and do some spins.
McDonnell, McHenry, and Bartouche were your top 3, followed by McCallum, Wakefield, and Soper. Lucky Brett and Tyler Sheaf up in P8 on the gamepad. Look at him go.
What a solid effort.
That is an unreal effort, to be honest.
Yeah,
Wayne Edwards in P9, Shane Ewens, Jen Busselage, Mitch McIntyre, Greg Johnson's in P13, Stephen Brooks, Greg Leake, Peter Gretton in P16, Stephen Sikovic, who finished a lap down, and Colin Hodgkinson's 2 laps down in P18.
So who, we got 2 drivers to pick from, or 3 drivers? What's the poll? We've got Bartouche. Let's go Sinkovic. And throw me one more name.
Bartouche.
I've thrown
even McCallum.
Metcalf.
Kind of Metcalf. Yeah. Is it McCallum? Metcalf. It's McCalf.
McCalf.
I'll call him McCallum, or I don't know what it is. There's no L in. Oh, there is an L in his name.
All right, we're going.
Anyway, he's a bit of a sleeper pick, that one.
All right, let's go. Poll is up in YouTube now. Let us know who you think driver of the day should be, and thanks for letting me know about this, mate. I think I'm going to do this every time we are on. So get your votes in, guys. Dan Batouche, Steven Sinkovic, or Cody Metcalf. Who is the driver of the day? Whoever it will receive a thank you and congratulations package thanks to temptingsweets.com.au. So far, it is actually tied 50-50. Oh, it is. It's tied 50-50. Sinkovic, Metcalf. Someone's clicking on and off. Well, yes, we did, ShiBBy. Yeah, someone's got the power. All right, I'm going to give it until we do our interviews, which we're going to kick on now. So keep getting your votes in. Batouche, Sinkovic, or Cody Metcalf for driver of the day.
We'll get cracking on with his interviews, I suppose, while the vote does its thing. Who finished P3? Bartouche. All right.
Third place.
Grab him.
Yep, I'm ready when you are, my friend.
And here he is. Hello. Mr. Dan Bartouche.
How we going, guys?
We cursed you pretty bad. We're gonna keep it a buck at the end there.
Pricey
so that was on us. That was on us, unfortunately.
Pricey just said we cursed everybody tonight.
We did absolutely curse everybody. So you weren't alone tonight. But congratulations on the P3, mate. Nonetheless, I'm sure you would have loved to pick up the P2, but we'll still take a P3 in the end, I suppose. It's kind of one of those bittersweet positions.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm happy to finish on the podium. I was just talking to John there before, saying that happy to get 3 clean races tonight without any silly mistakes, and then I saved it to the last lap of the last race.
Yeah, mate. Well, you're up for one of the drivers of the day in the YouTube poll that we got running. So could have
awesome.
a tempting sweets package coming your direction, depending on how that vote pans out. But yeah, efforts tonight did absolutely not go unnoticed. We saw you and McAuliffe just battling it out for pretty much all night. You guys were glued.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good clean racing, and really enjoyed it. So it's nice to be battling up the front. That Jordan McDonnell, but he's just a little bit too quick.
Yeah,
But
mate.
we're getting closer.
He's in a league of his own, that guy. I wouldn't beat yourself up too much that you can't stay on his gearbox. Not many can, it would seem.
No, he's definitely very quick, but it gives us something to aim for. So it's
Yeah, mate. Well, gotta always strive for. Always gotta strive for the front, I suppose.
that's it.
Mate, here's your chance to shout out your sponsors who can make it possible.
Yeah, mate. I'd just like to thank Eastern Tour Services there in Port Macquarie. They provide the sponsors. That's my old man's business. So if you're looking to fly out to Lord Howe Island at any time, Eastern Tour Services are the people to talk to. And while I've got there, I'll just give a shout out to the old man because he watches the broadcast every week. He's patiently waiting for me to get on the podium. So big shout out to the old man.
What's your old man's name?
Dave.
Shout out Dave Bartouche.
Yeah,
Is he down in Port Macquarie,
man.
mate?
he is in Port Macquarie.
How long's he been down there?
Oh, years. I'd say, long time. 15 years,
I'm
maybe.
gonna have to ask my mum if she knows him because our family's from Port Macquarie.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. Well, we were from Foster, and then Dad moved up to Port Macquarie.
Nice, mate. Nice.
She'd probably know him.
Yeah.
He knows pretty much everybody.
Yeah, well, small town, and when you've been there long enough, you do get to know everybody pretty quick. So
That's it.
yeah, well, shout out to you, old man, mate, and big ups for being down in Port Macquarie. Lovely little spot down there. So yeah, but congratulations, mate, and go celebrate, mate. Championship round next week, so go get your practice in.
Yeah, we'll do. Hopefully get to talk to you next week.
Yeah, too easy, mate.
See ya.
Congrats, mate.
Bye.
Felt so gangster and saying big ups from Port Macquarie. I don't know where that
Big
came.
ups from Port Macquarie.
I don't know where that came from, mate.
Big ups.
Yeah,
Shout
big
out
ups.
Port Macquarie.
Shout out Port Macquarie. All right, mate, we will move on to second place. John McHenry from Locked On Racing. Locked On Lads Racing, I should say.
Hello.
It's our regular time for a chat. The John McHenry scheduled programming, mate. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Got a bit lucky with poor Dan's spin at the end there, but certainly had to work hard to get back up to these podium spots tonight.
No such thing as luck. Me and ShiBBy did that spin. That was all us. That was all us.
Someone saying that on stream, so yes, that was.
I spun about 5 people tonight, so, but,
Yeah.
so I got that. I got that Midas touch, it would seem.
Yeah, it was some good racing. It was also some messy stuff, I guess, tonight, really. But it's just sort of what this track sort of brings out a little bit. It's some of the corners are pretty quick and some of them are pretty slow, and it just depends on whether guys are on those pegs quick enough, whether there's going to be an incident sometimes or not. But I mean, all in all, we had one safety car for the night and a few incidents, but it seems to have been pretty good overall.
Yeah, we ran this. I believe you were racing 2 seasons ago when I competed, and I remember when I was racing around here, Foster's was just a dog of a corner in these cars.
That was the painted white strip of death that season. Everyone was hitting the white strip on the outside and just looping the car around.
It was the worst corner. And these, I mean, we've seen all, like, as long as they've been in SLW, how these cars go, especially on tracks with quick elevation changes and crests and troughs and whatever else. And this track's just built on, mate, just the it feels like the Scottish Highlands sometimes. It's all over the place.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it can, that sort of Foster's corner can bring anyone down. I mean, you look at it, it got Jordan on the exit on late race 1 sort of thing. So, yeah, not everyone's able to make that little mistake there, and it can cost you.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't discriminate, that's for sure, mate. But congratulations on P1 and then P2 in the feature. So that officially puts you. Oh, I can't do the maths on how many points I'd have to run the maths on how many people that puts you ahead. But we can say for certain though that that's eliminated your mate Jordan from the championship. So as we were saying, you've done your part, and that's one less thing for you to worry about.
Yeah, still got to show up next week and still got to push. So there's no point resting on it, sort of thing. Got to get out here and still pick up the points next round and make sure of it. Can't
Yeah,
rest
mate,
on
not completely out of the woods yet, but it's absolutely your championship to lose, that's for sure.
That's it. I think poor Cal had a bad night tonight with, I think, a few disconnections and, not able to sort of get in all the races. So, that might help as well, unfortunately for Cal.
Actually, you might have just won it, to be honest with you, if Callan's not.
Yeah, look, it may be, but I'm not going to count the chickens until that last race is done.
Actually, hang on, give me 2 secs.
Oh, mate,
No,
let's
you
just...
did. Actually, no, he has one. No, actually, we can just go ahead and declare you now, to be honest with you.
No, we've got to let the race go.
Mathematically, we can just go ahead and declare you.
No, let's not curse it.
Yeah, let's
No,
not.
no, we don't. We're not cursing it. Like, you've won it. I've done the maths. Like, you just won it.
He's good. He is good with the maths. He is.
You are. If Callan, there's no drop round, is there?
There is a drop round.
There is, yes.
Has it been calculated into the standings? Do we know?
Not as yet. The boys haven't calculated as yet.
Okay, well, I'll hold on then. I'd assumed the drop round had been calculated. If it had been calculated, then you would have just won just tonight then.
Yeah.
So, but we won't count the chickens just yet, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to wait until that last race finishes, then we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, crack of a race tonight, mate. Congratulations. You probably have solidified yourself the championship, but mate, championship round next week, bud. Feeling pumped?
Phillip Island's not a favourite track.
Oh.
That's why I'm not counting it.
Yep, okay.
So we just got to wait and see. I might have to put a little more extra practice in for this one just to make sure we finish in a decent spot.
Yeah, mate. Well, good job. You've been the Mr. Consistent you were last season as this season. You have been leading the championship pretty much from the get-go, mate. So congratulations again on more podium finishes, more points towards your name and the Locked On Lads racing team. Mate, give us a shout out to what all the great causes Locked On Lads get behind.
So Locked On Lads, thanks boys for everything you do. As we've got on the cars, we've got Racing for Cure Cancer Foundation and Living. It ain't weak to speak. Anyone who's feeling they're struggling, there's phone lines there, people on the end of the phones to talk to if you need any help. And the two boys that are setting off on the Shitbox Rally in June next year, they're raising money for Cancer Council as they do that. And both the guys have been touched by cancer and a few things quite heavily. So it's near and dear to their heart. And we're hoping to raise as much money as we can to get those boys on that rally and for Cure Cancer.
Yeah, if you wanna help out their journey to help cure cancer, on our Discord under, I'm just trying to find it right now, Good Cause Charity. Their link is in there, all about what they're trying to do, what they're trying to raise, their journey they're going to take during the Shitbox Rally. So get over there and help support them. I also have just chucked it in the chat for anybody who wants to go and help the Locked On Lads. So get behind a great team with a great cause.
Cheers, boys.
All right, mate. Congratulations.
Just quickly, I did just do the maths. I can say, even with the drop round, you've won. So congratulations, you did just win Season 3 this round.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Mate, so congratulations on your championship win, but we'll see if you can go out and get the cherry on top next week.
Yeah, mate.
What are you laughing for? What are you laughing for, dude? I was just sitting on toiling away in the background.
I know.
What are you
It's
talking
you.
about?
It's so good, though.
Mate, just
thanks a lot.
No point waiting. We might as well declare it on air that he's,
Yeah. Yep, if he has one, he's won, and that's amazing,
He's
mate.
won.
Anyway, get out of here, John. We got another race to get to after this, so we need to talk to Jordan, mate. So I'll see you out there on the Radical as soon as we finish this broadcast, buddy.
All right, well, cheers, mate, and thanks for the broadcast, and well done to Jordan for the feature win.
Too easy, mate. Talk to you soon.
Congratulations, mate.
Cheers, guys.
All right, second place tonight, and what it seems to be our championship winner, J Mac for Locked On Lads Racing. But we will jump on now to first place in Heat 1 and our feature tonight, Jordan McDonnell from Maverick Sim Racing.
Hello.
Hey, mate. Again, you have a lot of pace under your wheels. A lot of pace.
Oh, always trying to go faster, mate. Bigger the gap, the better I feel.
Yeah, well, we were talking to J-Mac, and that's pretty much what he said that got him that win was because he had it stretched out to 5 seconds before you started getting through the pack. It was just enough time to keep you at bay. So, definitely pushing that car tonight. You seem,
You're on, mate.
Yeah. I had curry for lunch, and it's happened a couple of times tonight.
Oh, here come the excuses.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I getting to? Now you interrupted me, you bastard.
Oh, no.
You looked really comfortable out here at Outlon Park. Would you say it's a track you well know, or you're quite comfortable around?
I wouldn't say it's a track I know or comfortable, to be honest. First time on the track tonight was the race session, so I just, well, not the track in total, but this layout anyway. And yeah, just kind of, I suppose, lack of laps and me just probably pushing too hard cost me that win in the first race, spinning out on my own. And then obviously, yeah, second race just got caught up in the carnage that was happening in front off the start, and gave myself some damage for the rest of the race, which was made it a lot harder to try and catch John, put it that way. Didn't really matter how fast I went, it just losing time down the straights, and yeah, wasn't helping. But that's a cool track. It's a little bit bland for my liking, to be honest. Like, just I like tracks with lots of corners and different kind of corners too. So kind of being predominantly a right-hand corner and not really that technical was kind of, yeah, it's not my favorite, put it that way.
Oh, well, mate, you drove phenomenally well tonight, and you've put yourself into contention for a championship podium finish, mate. You were P4 before tonight's race kicked off, and I'm sure with those two phenomenal finishes and Callan not having the greatest finish at all, I don't think in any of the races tonight, mate, you're already up there on the podium going into the championship round next weekend, mate. So congratulations on another really solid drive tonight. It does show that you and the Maverick Sim Sports coming on board for a whole season next year's is going to make next season is going to make the rest of the pack really have to fight for the points, mate. So congratulations, and the mic is all yours to shout out your sponsors.
Yeah, big thanks to the boys at Maverick, Sim Blacks, Auto Care Pukekohe, Basile Beauty, sorry, I'm doing the same as you, burping. Custom Graphics, Nate Kane and his bald head, shout out to him. You guys to the stream, SRW for the league, and yeah, it's just cool to be in contention for the podium. Obviously, we were chasing at number one, and last week we kind of just figured out that regardless of, John had to basically almost not show up to be able to pull it off since we missed 3 rounds before we entered the series. So, well done to him on his championship. Just goes to show, that like consistency is the most important factor in a championship. And yeah. Big thanks to everyone else that tunes up in races. The numbers have started to get a little bit less, but it's always still good racing. And yeah, big thanks to you guys. So.
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks so much for your support. I'm glad to hear that you and your team are having a blast here over at SRW TV, mate. Yeah, championship round next week for all our series. Then we will be taking a short break, and then we'll be straight back into it for season 4 of 2023, mate. So we look forward to not only seeing you on track next week for the championship round, but seeing you and your team back out here for season 4.
Yeah, that should be good. I think a few of the other lads are gonna jump in on the fun, and I think me and one of our other guys is going to start having a tackle at the Formula 3 as well. So should be, we'll see how we go in the F3 and get our feet wet.
Heck yeah, mate. Get out there and have fun. As I've stated before, all series are free for all drivers this season, as another huge shout out to all you drivers out there for the support for SRW TV and, of course, the league behind it, Sim Racing World. So get out there, share it with your friends and family that we are free for all series, and come have a race with us.
Is there an entry fee for next year? Next season?
No, no, there's not. It's free.
Oh no, that's very good. Yep. Come join the fun.
Yes, it sure is. All right, mate, we'll get out of here. We've got a Radicals race to get to, so we're going to close up this broadcast so I can get in and have a race myself, mate. But congratulations again, and we will see you next week.
All right, thank you.
That was your Heat 1 and feature winner, Jordan McDonnell from Maverick Sim Sports. I've been Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and it's been Ryan Green next to me in the comms box, not Ryan Price. That was one absolute cracker of a race tonight, as have all the Toyota 86 series has been. Huge shout out to Shannons Insurance for coming on board for not just the Toyota 86s, but of course our Formula 3 Nationals as well. Thank you so much for Warren and Brown Tools, our round sponsors. Racecraft for our qualifying and pole position, as well as Promo Department for our safety car, Grim Industries, home of the VA coffee table, temptingsweets.com.au. Of course, we couldn't do without Rare Spares, and of course, simrigs.com. Again, I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. The guy next to me has been Ryan Green, and we're going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.